There we go. You are watching and listening to Sipping Off the Cuff on Tequila Aficionado Media on all of our channels and networks. I'm Mike Morales here in Southern California. That young man out there is
Jim Johnston in Northeast Ohio.
And Jim and I, we've taken it upon ourselves to try and dissect and taste every ready-to-drink that we can find.
And there's plenty out there.
There's plenty out there. Well, now they're coming in droves. You know,
Yeah.
When you and I first started, there was only like a handful, and only a handful that were really doing it right. So we were contacted by these folks. You may have seen them on Instagram. They're called Hecho, as in Hecho in Mexico. And this is another no preservatives. They got all the information on the background. Now, here's the thing. It does have a NOM number. And that's what Jim and I look for, because that means it's coming, it's Hecho in Mexico. Tequila soda, and it says enjoy cold. Yeah, I don't know if you can even see the NOM number on that, but it's got. I got to tell you, I like their branding.
It's a very straightforward but nice looking can. It almost has an old school beer can feel to it.
Yeah, it almost looks like a can of Rainier or something, or you know, was it Youngling? Isn't that the one that's out in Pittsburgh or something?
Was it Yangling?
Yangling, yeah. But it's really different. I know that now branding is a real big part of tequila bottles. But now with RTDs, we've seen some really great ones. We've seen El Anita. We gave a brand of promise medal to them. I think. Azulana was another one that did a beautiful job, and they had the narrower cans. This was more like the old soda cans. So, and the NOM on this is what, 1459?
1459, yes.
I don't know if you can even see that, but it's got a NOM number, folks. You must look for that. That's just like looking for a NOM number on a bottle of tequila. That means it's 100%, and they if they have the NOM, they can say 100%. Blanco tequila, carbonated water, and natural lime flavors. So, as is our custom, we're going to taste it first in a rocks glass at room temp. This is not.
I'm using a wine glass. I want to get a little of that carbonation out of here, but
I'm hoping that I haven't shaken this too much, because I did that with the El Anita can, and because it said shake. You probably heard that. I like that. It's like a cork sound. You know, we make sure that it's. Oh, wow. Wait a minute.
That nose right out of the can. I opened it up. I got a fresh. It's very clean.
Yikes. Okay, can't tell. Oh yeah. Wow. Do we have? Oh, that really has a high. That's got a really good agave smell to it. Yep. Oh my gosh, this almost goes to tequila.
Very nice.
Let me pour the fizzy fuzzy in here. Just a little bit. Looks like Alka-Seltzer. I like it.
Wow, but you do not lose the tequila on this.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. Don't swish it around too much, man. You're gonna reactivate the bubbles.
That's what I'm looking for.
I like how that looks, man. But the smell.
Yeah.
Wow. You know, I know you're supposed to have this cold, and we realize that because we will actually put ice in ours later on and taste it two ways. But I'm really impressed with the nose on Hecho.
Well, and I have to say, mine is slightly chilled because it was in the car on its way back from where I pick up my deliveries, and this is Ohio, so there's a bit of a chill on it.
Yeah, well, that's still, it still counts, right? Well, I love the nose. Right off the bat, you get that agave nose that you and I are used to with a tequila. I'm surprised because some of the other ones that we've had, as well as they've been made, don't have that solid nose on it. And again, it's at room temp. So.
And I was worried that maybe with the soda you get that kind of base carbonation smell off of the soda that would overpower anything, and it really smells more like you took a bottle of club soda and poured it out than than with this. That is not the case. This definitely has a tequila smell with
Yeah.
a little carbonation on the nose. That
Yeah.
soda.
I was really impressed with that. That opened my eyes right away. And we've treated the all the RTDs the same way. The ready to drink category has exploded, and they come to us carbonated. And to be honest, this Hecho's been sitting um, in my living room for a couple of weeks at least, and not in the fridge. So we've been very fortunate that it's been at room temp. You want to taste this and see what we get?
Let's do it. Very much tequila, but the soda is definitely there.
Yes.
The soda is definitely there, but this does not have that kind of overpowering. There's no sweetener in this. It's unsweetened.
No. It also it's it starts in like a tequila. You'll still get that agave flavor on the entry, but then at mid palate, all the lime, it just becomes this beautiful lime bomb.
Right. And not fake lime, not like lime concentrate or anything like
Yeah.
that. It's
Oh.
got a natural lime zest kind of flavor.
Mm, mm, mm. It's
Tell
even
you
got.
what, it's light. It's crisp. It's refreshing. It's got a very straightforward flavor. If you crack this open, if you were used to drinking like a LaCroix or any kind of carbonated non-soda beverage like that, this would be right in your wheelhouse, and I think you could dress this up too.
Yeah. It's almost got it's got as much of a. It doesn't have the bite that a Perrier does, but
Right.
the lime, kind of the lemon lime aftertaste. It reminds me of Perrier, but that agave nose is just, and then the flavor. You don't lose it. Some of the RTDs that we've had, again, as well as they've been made, um, the agave was more muted, except for when we had the mezcal, the Elenita.
Right.
Mezcal came right through, and this reminds me of um, the same pull through, I guess, for lack of another descriptor. Where you don't lose the plant
Right.
within the bubbles, it actually enhances the plant. And some of the tequila ones that we've had, the nose and the flavor was a bit muted. It wasn't well as compared to this one. I
Right.
think this one really. I'm shocked. I did not know what to expect. I thought the
I thought this was
RTDs,
going to taste like soda, water.
right, and RTDs are they're everybody's going to get one. Everybody's going to have one. Even the major brands are coming out with ones. A Tromba, I've been trying to get Trombas, which is only right now available in Canada, I think. Um, so everybody's jumping on that bandwagon because that's the one category that shot through the ceiling
Right.
during the pandemic, and I can't say I blame them. Some of them are slapping a label on a bottle, and some of them are really taking their time and coming up with some beautiful gosh, the ones we fell in love with last year were Volley. Wow, they had some really unique recipes. But I like this one a lot, man.
It's very clean. And I tell you what, for somebody who's just looking for that tequila soda, they don't want to sweetened. They don't want to. This is a very refreshing, clean base. But you could dress this up 100 different ways. You could put a squeeze of grapefruit juice in this. You could hit this with some simple syrup. You could put a couple of slices of lemon and lime in it. You could throw some triple sec or even some Cointreau in this and add that orange flavor to it.
Ooh.
You could put any kind of citrus in this, I think, and dress it up because it's a clean, straightforward. You've got tequila, Blanco tequila, and soda, and just a very hint of lime. and you can play around with this. But by itself, this is just a very clean, refreshing, nice, straightforward,
Well,
and you
I
don't
think,
lose the tequila.
yeah, I think you called it right there when you said it was crisp. It really was. And this is, again, at room temp. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to dump some ice. We're going to pour some more. We're going to have it cold. Uh, Hopefully my ice is not melting here in sunny Southern California. Bear with me. I have some blocks of ice. Can you believe my fridge has no ice maker?
What?
Yeah, I know. So I gotta piecemeal it together, folks, because we have no budget. Uh, Here we go. There we go. Whoa! Wow. Okay. So again, very attractive. I mean, it looks refreshing.
Yeah, very clean, very clear. Bubbles hang on for a while.
You know, I can see we're just putting an orange, like an orange or grapefruit. Would you put it? I know it's getting very popular to put like the dried grapefruit slices. Would you do something with like that in an RTD, or is that not kosher? And you would, because the dry slices I've seen on Instagram, we get people that tag us on their cocktails, and they're usually full on cocktails. But I've never seen the dried fruit, the dried slices in an RTD, and just
Right. I would be more inclined to take a fresh slice and squeeze the juice into this. I want that juice to mingle with the carbonation. I don't know how much the oils would come out as you were doing it, but if you want that to be cold and you want a little extra flavor hit on this, I think if you squeeze a slice of grapefruit in there and just drop it in, this would be real refreshing.
Well, I gotta say, if maybe next year when we're able to tailgate, when we've all been quarantined and taken care of, this is the go-to, man. This is really something. But at least at room temp. Now, what do you think? What do you think cold? What do you think? Was it cold for you?
Cold is good. I'll tell you what, the ice, I lose a little bit of the tequila on that. Now, I will say that this is probably going to water down on this ice.
Okay.
Here, but this is the point where you throw a few ice cubes in a highball glass with this, a squeeze of that grapefruit or a squeeze of that lime, maybe a dash of simple syrup if you like sweet, maybe a dash of the orange liqueur if you just like to kick it up, like that. But for me, just fresh fruit juice, a squeeze of grapefruit, squeeze of lime would be all this needs.
Well, on my end, I did not lose the agave. As a matter of fact, it's almost like the ice.
Now that I have this, it's opening up.
It brought it back up. Okay. Now of course, so I'm drinking this in a rocks glass because that's a traditional way of either you drink it out of the can or you serve it like you said in a highball. But we want to catch a little bit of an aroma, so I want my glass to be a little bit wider, kind of like when we do the mezcals with the jarritos. You want a wider mouth surface, just so we can see what we're getting. And I gotta say, I'm really impressed with this nose and the flavor profile. That agave, it's almost as if I had taken a bottle of a Blanco, like a Tequila or something, or a Cutwater.
Yeah.
We've had Cutwater as well, and Cutwater has an excellent Blanco, but their soda was a really muted, I think.
There was more soda and it muted out the tequila, but it also had that kind of base carbonation aftertaste that just didn't blend well with tequila. Whereas here, this is very, it's 96 calories, unsweetened, gluten-free. If you're a light beer drinker that wants a tequila ready to drink, you're right there.
What's the ABV on this one again?
5.
5. Wow.
5%.
96 calories. Damn, that's good.
Yeah.
96. Hecho tequila soda. I think, Jim, you would agree with me. This is a Brand of Promise nominee, man.
I agree.
And this is our first RTD of the year. I mean, there's probably going to be more, that we'll be going through. But I've had my eye on this one since they actually premiered on Instagram, which was, I think, late last year, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere around October, November, December. And it's funny because you and I were doing the RTDs earlier in 2020, and then at the end of the year, we were starting to see a lot of other brands hopping on that bandwagon,
right?
Because it was a growing, thriving, burgeoning category. And like I said, some people just wanted to slap a label on tequila and soda, and some of them had really inventive recipes and flavor profiles. And you and I had a couple of some really good ones. So we had a high bar for this, and I'm shocked. I'm shocked because I love the nose on this thing.
Yeah.
If for those of you who are doing, like tequila and maybe you don't do cocktails, this is the one that you want to deal with here. Brand of Promise nominee in the RTD category, tequila and soda, is Hecho, as in Hecho in Mexico. And what's our price point before we sign off here?
The only price point I saw was from a Total Wine site that 4-pack is $12.99.
Such a deal. I mean, hey, I love it. I think that's awesome. Congratulations to the folks at Hecho. Thanks for making it happen. We're gonna notify them via email that they are a Brand of Promise nominee for 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've had Hecho and you're watching us on YouTube, please, number one, first of all, subscribe, unless you're, have an aversion to commitment. Hit the notification bell, give us a like, and then if you've had it, you tell us what you think and which one maybe we should have a dance off, with some TDs. And if you're listening to us on the podcast, subscribe. If you're listening to us on iTunes or Spotify, please do that. I'm Mike Morales here in Southern California. That gentleman out there is
Jim Johnston in Youngstown, Ohio.
And you have been listening and watching to Sipping Off the Cuff on Tequila Aficionado Media. Please follow us on all of our platforms. That's Pinterest, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. And whatever you do, tomar sabiamente.
Sip wisely.